you know, a little sprinkly out. I've got some burning to do, so I'm going to get the fire going, have a beer, and do a couple videos here. But I wanted to go over, you guys remember the paraffin wax covered cardboard thing? Mentioned in the barbecue video. I've had them go back to some of my old fire starting videos where I try and start it just with a straight ferro rod. What I wanted to try, make sure I'm in frame here, is this little striker. You can hear the rain coming down. See if it'll light this little cotton ball in here. Right as it starts to rain. Perfect timing. I don't know if I can get this on camera. It's not supposed to be raining, by the way. And I have to go cover some stuff. Well, the weather guessers, as my grandfather calls them, don't know what the hell they're talking about. That was not supposed to rain. We're supposed to have absolutely partly cloudy, sunny for the next 7 days. And I got, if you could see the Scout, it's got no hood, no fenders, no top, no floor, bunch of stuff. So got that settled. Still sprinkling. Not worried about trying to make a fire in the rain, since I've done that plenty of times. But I'm not sure if my cotton ball got wet or not. Let's see if we can get this thing to light. Last time I used this little guy, I couldn't get it to start. I'm gonna take my damn gloves off. See if I can't fluff this thing up. Alright. Ooh, that is wet. My idea here is to make it easier. I don't know if I'm in focus here. Sorry. Make it easier to light these cotton balls. There we go. Take the second for 'em. Let's see if that'll light it. It looks like it just might. Get just enough fire to melt that paraffin off. Make sure this is going to catch. Half that cotton ball is wet. You can hear it sizzling. But let's stick that down there and put my gloves on and see if we can't get a fire going. Now that all my wood is wet. It's alright, it still sounds like it's dry inside. Wasn't raining too hard. But I am going to keep throwing this on here. I love me a campfire. And I've never really had a problem getting her going, even in Western Washington. Over here it's probably a little easier. A lot of juniper, high resin content, a lot of pine, high resin content. But well, let me get this girl going here and I'll bring you back. Alright, she's rolling now. As soon as I get some coals going, I got a bunch of little green juniper trimmings I gotta get going on there. Bunch of honey to-do list stuff around my mom's place and a few other places. I got plenty and plenty burning stuff, so it should be good. We're going to use this little video here. Got a couple sort of account things I gotta take care of here. Had some requests to go over knives I got from the well, the two little knives I got from the zombie contest win. This one's called the Tomahawk USA, and I looked on the internet. Now I got these as a prize, so I didn't obviously know where he got them. But through some of the inscriptions on the other case, I found it's called like Bud, B-U-D-K. I'll put the links down below. This is a little rescue cutter. It's a bottle opener. It's got a couple hex bits inside there. Back jimping isn't really anything special. It does have a looks like centimeter 1 to 3, 0 to 3, and you could use that tip as a screwdriver. You'll see I did sharpen these up a bit. They weren't terribly sharp coming from the well, from the factory or from my gift. They were new when I got them. A lot of extra paint on here, so what I did on both sides is just sharpen them up. I was looking for a video I shot back in Seattle, and of this cutting tool, and I was cutting various things, and for the life of me I can't find it, and I got rid of a lot of things that I was using to cut. One project I had was I used old Carhartt overalls as my sorry, I thought somebody was talking to me. I use old Carhartt overalls to turn into char cloth, and so I was taking the rugged, thicker, you know, Carhartt material and cutting this, and it worked great. Cut paracord fairly well, paper, lots of other stuff. My main reason is for seat belts. I even have seatbelt material, but my leftover seatbelt material is going for another project. So it cut a seatbelt fine. The one thing I couldn't really, I would say easily cut through, I had to kind of work it, and it started hurting my fingers after by the time I got through it, was my double webbing, straps, 1-inch strap, which is basically two. It's one complete piece. It's like an empty hose that's flattened down into webbing for climbing, and it struggled through that. But I'll provide the link. These things were like a couple bucks a piece, and I was pretty impressed. Alright, sorry, I had to start my fire. I'll make sure I get some good coals on here. You know, it's a neat little thing. Is it as good as the Benchmade, some of the other rescue cutters? No, it's not. But for the money, I'll tell you what, this is a good stocking stuffer or anything else. And again, I'll give you the link. Same website as where this came from. This is kind of how I found out about them. This was the little neck knife that I received from them as the contest winner of the Josh Sloan. It's got a whistle, which is part of it. I played around with it because I've never been a big neck knife guy, but this one was small and light enough that I could. Now I did paracord handle it. I adjusted the jimping a little bit. This one's got a little bit more modifications on it to make it work. The sheath isn't bad, and I didn't have any problems with it not coming out. Sorry, I squared off the spine. And of course this is going to be stainless, you know, cheap Chinese stainless. There's where it says BUDK, and that's how I found their website. It's a Tonto, and if I could put something flat up against it, I don't know if you can tell, and it might have been me when I re-edged this, but it's not flat. It's bowed in. It's like a curve, but it's also a single side. And this coating they put on there, I had to take off on the back side because it was pretty thick to get down to an edge. But this thing is sharp as heck. Part of it is because I reprofiled it to you know, a steeper angle, I guess you'd say. And the tip I left the same angle, so you can kind of see how much more material I got on the back. Getting burned over here. But I batoned with it pretty good. It is a solid metal piece all the way through, basically a skeleton handle. It has these little plastic, probably Zytel, something cheap, on here. The paracord handle definitely helps. Adding a little jimping down here. And to the people who say you can't use a stainless knife to throw sparks, I beg to do. Anyway, had no problem with this steel once I squared off the back, you know, firing sparks off and starting to fire with them. The batoning held up well. The coating's not coming off because it's really thick. I mean, when I did the edge, I had to take a lot of that coating paint stuff off. But again, for the money, you know, stainless, made in China. it's a couple bucks, and it is really light. I really liked it as a neck knife, and I think that was part of the reason, is because I didn't notice it was there. It's way lighter than even a Mora. I mean, I would dare to guess a ½ ounce or something like that, and I may roll that in before I edit this down. But very, very cool little guys. And for a couple of you guys who emailed me about the knives, there you go. The other one is the Cold Steel Kukri, the low end one. You can look that up, Kukris. There's tons of Cold Steel videos. But when I was researching these knives, I couldn't really find a whole lot of information of them. But I did find the website, and for the price, you can't beat them. So there you go. Thanks.